Hello, my name is Arlen Crawford, and today I would like to talk to you about professional resume writing services. What are the advantages to using a professional resume writing service? Well, generally speaking, they have a strong knowledge of resumes. They know what a resume consists of. They're very good with resume formats, depending upon what the needs are at this point in your career, so they can usually select the type of resume format that will fit your career. Generally speaking, they're very good with grammar and spelling because this is a business that they're in. And they're liable to save you time and frustration, especially if you haven't written a resume in a while. They have some disadvantages. They cost dollars, hard-earned money that you've earned, and a lot of times that can present a problem. There's usually uncertainty over the final product. You really never know what you're getting if you haven't used one of these services, and you're a little bit left in a quandary, wondering what you're going to get. And quite frankly, I don't care what they say, there are no real guarantees, and I'll go through that with you. But there really are no guarantees regardless of whatever they guarantee you. Now, they usually have a strong resume knowledge, and by that they'll organize your experience, your training, your special skills, your education, professional profile or summary in a manner that is such that is thematic, and the company or the person reading your resume will be able to see all these things. So their resume knowledge is usually very strong, and the person reading it will have a greater understanding of how you can help them as a result of your resume. When it comes to formats, basically most services recommend the reverse chronological format, which is designed to show which you have been doing most recently, and that's a strong format. Others prefer the narrative format, which specializes on what you've accomplished in your career. And sometimes you've had unintentional or intentional gaps of employment. Maybe you were out on pregnancy leave, or you stayed home to raise your children, or you had a family member that was afflicted with an illness that you had to watch. Or perhaps you were just unemployed, you wanted to stop your career and do something else for a change, and now you're ready to resume it. So narrative formats are really good for that type of career path. Correct spelling and grammar. Basically, the resume is a representation of who you are in terms of your employment and your background history. So if you have never written your own resume, or haven't written one in several years, or jobs have passed since you did try and write it, the good services will save you a ton of time researching exactly how to do it correctly. By one of the first things they'll be getting correct is your spelling and grammar, and most of the word processing programs these days come with spell checks and grammar checks, but there's a little bit more to it than that, and resume services can usually spot a word that might be spelled correctly but used wrongly. So that is something that they can save you. When it comes to prices, I've seen professional resume services that really are very expensive. So I've seen some that are inexpensive, but generally speaking, they're not. And what I mean by that is that prices range from anywhere from, I'll say, $75 to upwards of $500. A lot of that depends upon your background and experience. In other words, if you're an executive, they're going to try and find a way to sock it to you and get you to spend more money. If you're a doctor or a lawyer, they're going to try and go after you for more money. And how do they know you're those things? Because they'll see that in the content of what you're going to have organized in your resume. Research what you get for their price, and do not hesitate to ask them why their price is as it is. Sometimes these people will negotiate with you. The logic behind your resume. Have them explain to you why their logic is what it is and why they are writing what they write. If their logic does not make sense to you, tell them straight up. and then if you agree with their logic, odds are that the document should work for you. But if you don't agree with it, there's going to be a conflict, and maybe that document, you're not going to be very confident with it. Now, what I was stating in reference to guarantees earlier, resume writing is entirely subjective, and there are no guarantees in spite of what may be advertised. And what I mean by that, if professional resume service guarantees that you'll receive interviews or that you'll even get a job, they're basically just looking to separate you from your money. And that is because a properly written resume will generate interviews for you, but that's only if you are applying to the right types of positions. So for them to guarantee that you'll get interviews off of your resume is a misnomer. You may be applying for the wrong kind of positions, and if you're applying for the wrong kind of positions, I don't care how the resume is written, it's not going to get you an interview. And so a lot of this depends upon you. A lot of guarantees will say they'll rewrite your resume if you're not getting any results. But why didn't they get it right the first time? So, and very few offer money-back guarantees. I suppose if there is a guarantee, that would be it. But then you're just starting all over again. You're getting your money back, and you're right where you were. So, therefore, there are really no guarantees when it comes to resume writing. Now, for more information regarding resume services, feel free to click on the link in the description or come visit us at resumeandinterviewsolutions.com. Thank you.